Hey Bears fans, we're back with an exclusive video and the latest updates on our beloved Chicago Bears. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. That way, you'll always stay up to date with breaking news and exclusive content. The NFL world has been absolutely shaken after JAXSON's latest comments targeting the Chicago Bears. The quarterback, known for his explosive plays and fearless personality, did not hold back in what many are calling an unprecedented verbal assault on one of the league's most storied franchises. Social media erupted almost instantly after his statements, with fans, analysts, and former players chiming in, each trying to decipher the underlying motives behind Dart's remarks. Was it pure frustration, a strategic mind game, or was simply an unfiltered expression of personal opinion? Whatever the case, the reaction has been nothing short of dramatic, with threads on Twitter growing by the minute, debates on sports forums reaching new heights, and countless highlight clips being dissected endlessly on YouTube. Analysts have been particularly fascinated by the timing of Dart's attack, noting that it comes at a moment when the Bears are under intense scrutiny for their recent performance, making Dart's words even more provocative. The quarterback's tone, sharp and unyielding, seemed to strike a nerve with fans who have been desperately hoping for their team to regain its former glory. And suddenly Dart is at the center of a narrative that no one could have predicted, turning a simple offhand comment into a full-blown spectacle. The content of Dart's statements has left many questioning the boundaries of professional rivalry in the NFL. While competition is always fierce, there is a delicate balance between playful trash talk and public criticism that can ignite intense media cycles. Dart, however, appears unconcerned with any potential backlash, speaking openly about what he perceives as weaknesses in the Bears' strategy, coaching decisions, and roster composition. The reaction among Bears supporters has been a mix of disbelief and outrage, as social media platforms have been flooded with hashtags defending their team, demanding apologies, and analyzing every word Dart uttered. Sports networks quickly seized the opportunity, hosting panels where former quarterbacks and coaches debated whether Dart's comments were a calculated move to get into the Bears' heads or simply the result of personal animosity. Meanwhile, Dart's own fan base has rallied behind him, praising his courage for speaking his mind and framing him as a fearless leader unafraid to call out opponents. The intensity of the discussion has highlighted just how much weight a single player's words can carry in today's media landscape, where every statement is amplified, dissected, and replayed endlessly, feeding a cycle of speculation and rumor that seems to grow exponentially. The ripple effects of Dart's statements extend far beyond just the fans and media pundits. Players from both teams have been drawn into the conversation, with locker room dynamics suddenly becoming a topic of intrigue and speculation. Reports suggest that some Bears players have privately expressed frustration over Dart's remarks, while others have treated the comments as motivation, vowing to respond on the field rather than through social media. Analysts have pointed out that this kind of public confrontation can have complex psychological effects on teams, potentially altering focus, cohesion, and morale. Coaches, meanwhile, have had to address the issue diplomatically in press conferences, walking a fine line between condemning unsportsmanlike conduct and acknowledging the competitive nature of professional football. The story has also attracted attention from sponsors and league officials, all watching closely to see if Dart's actions might cross any lines of decorum that could lead to fines or reprimands. In this charged environment, every quote, every gesture, and every reaction is scrutinized, and Dart's verbal attack has proven to be a catalyst for discussions that touch on strategy, personal pride, and the very culture of the NFL itself. Social media has become the battleground where Dart's words have taken on a life of their own. Memes, reaction videos, and fan commentaries have exploded across platforms, amplifying the controversy in ways that traditional media could never achieve alone. TikTok videos dissecting Dart's tone, Instagram posts analyzing his facial expressions, and Twitter threads debating his intentions have created a viral storm that shows no signs of slowing down. Analysts note that in the modern sports landscape, these online reactions can influence team dynamics, public perception, and even player endorsements. The Bears' own social media channels have faced an unprecedented surge in engagement, with fans expressing both anger and defiance, while opposing fans celebrate the drama as a defining moment of rivalry. Commentators have remarked that Dart seems to understand the power of this digital arena, leveraging his words not just to make a statement about the Bears, but to command attention and narrative control in a league saturated with talent and competition. The online conversation has blurred the lines between sport, entertainment, and personal branding, with Dart's comments serving as a prime example of how one bold statement can dominate headlines, fuel debate, and create a storyline that transcends the game itself. Industry insiders have suggested that Dart's remarks could have strategic implications, hinting at a deeper mind game designed to unsettle the Bears before their next encounters. While some dismiss this as mere speculation, others argue that elite athletes often engage in psychological warfare, knowing that confidence, focus, and emotional balance are critical components of performance at the highest level. If Dart's words are indeed a calculated move, the impact could extend into the locker room, influencing how players prepare, interact, and approach upcoming matchups. The media frenzy has also created pressure on coaches to respond publicly, adding another layer of complexity to team strategy discussions. Observers note that this situation exemplifies the modern athlete's multifaceted role, where performance on the field is just one part of a broader equation involving media savvy, public persona, and psychological influence. As debates continue, the NFL community watches intently, trying to anticipate the next move in a drama that feels almost scripted yet undeniably real, where a single statement has created ripples affecting fans, players, and the league itself in ways that are as unpredictable as the sport they love. Amid all the chaos, Dart's public image has undergone a transformation, with some labeling him a bold truth-teller and others criticizing him for crossing an unwritten line of professional respect. Interviews have highlighted his confidence, assertiveness, and willingness to speak candidly about his views on team dynamics, leadership, and competitive spirit. This has created a polarized fan base, with passionate defenders praising his honesty and detractors accusing him of unnecessary provocation. Sports psychologists have even weighed in, discussing the potential impact of such high-profile commentary on both Dart and his targets, exploring themes of pressure, expectation, and resilience. Meanwhile, media outlets continue to chase every nuance, every tone, and every implication, ensuring that the story remains alive and evolving. What started as a verbal critique has blossomed into a full-fledged spectacle, drawing attention far beyond typical game analysis, illustrating the intricate dance between athletic performance, media influence, and public perception. Dart has, intentionally or not, positioned himself at the center of a narrative that will continue to dominate conversations for weeks, leaving the Bears and the entire NFL community grappling with questions that extend far beyond the scoreboard. The aftermath of Jackson Dart's controversial statements continues to unfold like a dramatic soap opera, with every new report, interview, and social media post adding fuel to the fire. Insider sources suggest that conversations behind the scenes between the Bears management and coaching staff have been tense as they try to anticipate potential distractions while maintaining focus on performance. Some team members reportedly view Dart's remarks as an affront to their professionalism, while others have taken a more pragmatic approach, interpreting them as inevitable media noise that accompanies high-profile rivalries. Analysts have pointed out that such situations can catalyze unexpected outcomes, sometimes motivating players to elevate their performance, other times triggering friction that undermines cohesion. The media frenzy surrounding Dart's attack has elevated him beyond the role of quarterback into a lightning rod for debate, turning every throw, gesture, and sideline interaction into content for endless commentary. Fans have been dissecting the nuances of his body language, choice of words, and even offhand tweets, creating an ecosystem where speculation drives attention, engagement, and sometimes misinformation. The story has transcended typical sports coverage, blending narrative, emotion, and rivalry into a spectacle that challenges conventional reporting and emphasizes the power of bold, polarizing statements in shaping league-wide discourse. Rumors have begun circulating that Dart's comments were not just spontaneous, but strategically planned to destabilize the Bears ahead of upcoming matchups. Some sources claim that his camp may have coordinated timing with media outlets to maximize visibility, ensuring that his statements reached every corner of social media simultaneously. If true, this represents a calculated psychological tactic rarely seen outside of elite competition, where players and their teams exploit every opportunity to influence opponents mentally before even stepping on the field. Fans and analysts alike are fascinated by the potential implications, debating whether such a move could spark retaliation on the field, inspire heightened focus from the Bears, or perhaps even backfire by drawing scrutiny from league officials. Meanwhile, the intensity of the conversation has sparked wider discussions about professionalism, sportsmanship, and the blurred line between personal expression and strategic manipulation. Coaches have been forced into a delicate balancing act, addressing questions in press conferences without feeding the media frenzy further. Every word uttered in these interactions is examined for hidden meanings, intentions, or psychological strategy, highlighting the intricate interplay between performance, perception, and rivalry in modern football, and showing just how influential one bold voice can become in shaping the narratives that drive the league. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The online community has taken Dart's comments to an entirely new level, transforming them into a cultural phenomenon within football fandom. Memes, parody accounts, and viral video edits proliferate across platforms, each adding a new layer of interpretation, humor, or criticism. This viral ecosystem magnifies every nuance, from Dart's tone and facial expressions to his body language during interviews, creating a feedback loop where fan engagement shapes narrative just as much as official reporting. Analysts note that such digital amplification can have real-world consequences, influencing player confidence, team morale, and even sponsorship opportunities. The Bears, in particular, find themselves navigating an unprecedented media storm, responding to public sentiment while trying to keep players focused on preparation and performance. Meanwhile, Dart appears to embrace the chaos, either intentionally or unconsciously, leveraging the viral attention to cement his image as a fearless, outspoken competitor unafraid to challenge established norms. The combination of traditional media scrutiny and social media amplification creates a dynamic where rumors, opinions, and reactions intersect, producing a spectacle that captures the imagination of fans while adding layers of complexity to an already intense rivalry. Industry insiders speculate that Dart's comments may have ripple effects that extend into broader league dynamics, influencing how other teams perceive and interact with both him and the Bears. Opponents may adjust their strategies to account for the psychological dimension Dart has introduced, while media narratives shape expectations for future matchups. Some observers suggest that Dart is mastering a new form of influence, where verbal provocations, timing, and media presence become tools as powerful as his athletic skill. Sports psychologists have weighed in, discussing the potential impact on the Bears' locker room cohesion and mental readiness, noting that players must navigate the tension between using external criticism as motivation or allowing it to undermine focus. The NFL, always attentive to public image and narrative, is reportedly monitoring the situation closely, considering whether any disciplinary action or mediation might be necessary. Meanwhile, fans and commentators continue to dissect every development, creating an ongoing dialogue that ensures Dart's attack remains a headline-grabbing topic. The story has evolved beyond a single comment into a case study of modern sports culture, where psychological strategy, media influence, and public perception intertwine, revealing the multifaceted nature of competition at the highest level. Speculation has even reached the coaching sphere, with whispers suggesting that team strategies may be subtly altered in response to Dart's comments. While no official changes have been confirmed, insiders hint at shifts in practice routines, play-calling emphasis, and motivational approaches aimed at channeling frustration or distraction into performance. Analysts have noted that these adaptations illustrate the complex chess game that unfolds beyond the public eye, where coaches, players, and even rival athletes engage in a psychological battle alongside physical competition. Dart's audacious remarks, while seemingly verbal, have created a ripple effect that extends into preparation, tactics, and mindset, demonstrating the interconnectedness of communication, perception, and performance in professional sports. Fans, meanwhile, have divided into camps of outrage, amusement, and admiration, generating a continuous cycle of engagement that ensures the topic remains relevant in sports media for weeks on end. The evolving narrative highlights how a single player, armed with words and charisma, can influence not just rival teams, but the entire ecosystem of fan attention, media coverage, and strategic consideration, illustrating a modern reality where communication is as impactful as physical execution. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.